And now we are going into cloud computing. Now, advances in computing power have allowed the medicine and pharmaceutical sector to store and use data effectively. With cloud services, we have scalable software that can be accessed anytime, anywhere. Companies with offices globally are able to share the same system, making data sharing very efficient. Now, edge computing, where the computing happens right where the data is collected, not in the cloud, has also grown. Faster networking technologies such as 5G cellular network technology are allowing for edge computing systems to accelerate the creation or support of real-time applications, such as video processing and analytics. Edge computing enables doctors to deliver care to remote areas where connectivity may not be great and skilled healthcare personnel may not be available. It offers the ability to process data locally and provide clinical decision support to even low-skilled healthcare workers. Quantum computing. Now, when quantum computing is fully adopted, it will catapult our computing power exponentially. Quantum computers perform calculations based on the probability of an object state before it is measured. Quantum computers will be able to provide services and solve problems that were not possible with traditional computers. There will be tremendous value in the medicine and pharmaceutical industry with such capabilities. So let's look at the impact of cloud computing in these areas in the healthcare sector. The first one, access to high-powered analytics. Number two, accessibility of data and applications anywhere. Number three, the ease of interoperability. Number four, lowering of costs. Number five, patients' ownership of data. And number six, telemedicine capabilities. Now, access to high-powered analytics. Healthcare data, both structured and unstructured, is a huge asset. Relevant patient data from different sources can be collated and computed in the cloud. The application of big data analytics and artificial intelligence algorithms on the cloud-stored patient data can power up medical research. And with the advanced computing power of the cloud, processing of large data sets is more achievable. Performing analytics on patient data can also allow healthcare providers to formulate more personalized care plans for patients on an individual basis. Cloud-based data analysis is also very useful when extracting relevant patient information. Accessibility of data and applications anywhere. So one of cloud computing's best features is the fact that it allows your team to work from anywhere. And this is obviously very useful for staff who work remotely. It gives them complete access to the system. And the value of remote access has become especially clear since 2020, when COVID-19 drove many companies to close their doors and send staff home. Number three, ease of interoperability. Now, interoperability is a big word, but like any big words, if you cut them out, it's actually really, really simple. So what is interoperability? Now, inter comes from the word interconnect, international. It means across. Opera comes from operate and ability. So interoperability simply means the ability to operate across the system. So in the context of cloud computing, it means integrating all the data throughout the healthcare system, regardless of where the data is stored. As a result of interoperability fueled by cloud adoption, patient data is readily available for distribution and gaining insights to facilitate healthcare planning and delivery. Cloud computing allows healthcare providers to gain easy access to the patient data collected from numerous resources, share it with the important stakeholders, and give out timely prescriptions and treatment protocols. Having the patient's data in the cloud also promotes interoperability among the various segments of the healthcare industry, such as the pharmaceutical industries, the insurance companies, and online payments. Number 4, lowering of costs. The basic premise of cloud computing is on-demand availability of computer resources, like data storage and computing power. Hospitals and healthcare providers are freed from the need to purchase the hardware and servers outrightly. There are no upfront charges associated with cloud storage of data. You only pay for the resources you actually use, which results in massive cost savings. Number 5, patients' ownership of data. So cloud computing democratizes data and gives patients control over their own health. It encourages patient participation in decisions regarding their own health and leads to informed decision-making by acting as a tool for patient education and management. Also, patient records and medical images can be easily archived and retrieved when storing data on the cloud. And while cloud security remains a concern, the reliability of cloud for data storage is definitely higher. Data redundancy is reduced with an increase in system uptime. And since the backups are automated and there isn't a single touch point where the data is stored, recovery of data becomes much simpler. And the last impact for this section that we are looking at, telemedicine capabilities. So remote accessibility of data is possibly the biggest advantage that cloud storage of data offers. The combination of cloud computing with healthcare has the potential to improve a number of healthcare-related functions, such as telemedicine, post-hospitalization care plans, and virtual medication adherence. It also improves access to healthcare services through telehealth. Telemedicine apps add the element of convenience to healthcare delivery, where upgrading the patient experience. So these cloud-based telehealth systems and applications allow easy sharing of healthcare data. They improve accessibility and provide healthcare coverage to the patients during the preventative, treatment, and recovery phase. Now, how do we get started? If you're interested in learning more about cloud computing and healthcare, so we have business considerations for edge computing offered by the Linux Foundation on edX, Cloud Computing Concepts, University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign on Coursera, Getting Started with Cloud Computing Level 1 offered by Idan Gabrieli on Udemy, The Quantum Internet and Quantum Computers, How Will They Change the World? Delft University of Technology on edX, and Understanding Edge Computing in a Cloud Computing World offered by LinkedIn Learning. Additional learning materials, an effective training scheme for deep neural network in edge computing enabled Internet of Medical Things systems by IEEE Access, Cloud versus Edge Computing, Rethinking Healthcare Infrastructure by TechTales, Edge Computing and Healthcare Systems by ResearchGate, Health Blockage, Blockchain Edge Framework for Reliable Low Latency Digital Healthcare Applications by Census, and How the Edge is Reshaping Healthcare by Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. Now we're going to go into the polls. I apologize, I did not launch the poll after our section of blockchain, so there'll be 2 polls for you. This time, we will first do the poll on blockchain, followed by the poll on cloud computing. So I've just launched a poll. Can blockchain be used in any industry? What do you think? And number 2, is blockchain a distributed ledger? Thank you for participating. And I will give another minute for those of you who haven't yet submitted your polls. Wonderful. Wow, more than 60. Thank you for participating. More than half of you have participated. I will end the poll now. Can blockchain be used in any industry? Yes, it can indeed. And is blockchain a distributed ledger? Yes, absolutely. Now, if those of you have answered no, it doesn't matter. We just hope that whatever information that we have shared with you today will be helpful for your future learning. And I will end the poll for blockchain. And now we move on to our poll for cloud computing. Is cloud computing important for industry growth? And number 2, cloud computing is essential for working remotely? What do you think? Yes or no? More than half of you have participated. Thank you for submitting your polls. I'll share the results. Yes, indeed. Cloud computing is important for industry growth across any industry. And yes, cloud computing is essential for remote work.